Hi, everybody. So we are going to be talking now about metalinguistic moments. I just want to quickly show you before we get into that what I was looking at on Flipgrid. This was the toolbar that came up when I started recording the Flipgrid shorts, and then if I hit options, I was able to do this, record my screen, which is what I'm doing right now. You saw when I was able to pick a whiteboard or a chalkboard or a color, and that was over here. This was the drawing tool, and this is where I was able to choose my my background or my frame. So I just wanted to show you that quickly. And now we're going to get into our metalinguistic awareness moment. So metalinguistic awareness has been defined as the ability to objectify language and dissect it as an arbitrary linguistic code independent of meaning. And what does this mean? It means that when we are proficient readers, we can understand that words and sentences have more than one meaning. And that improves our comprehension by allowing us to think flexibly about what the appropriate meaning may be. This ability to reflect on and manipulate language is absolutely crucial for reading and understanding more complex texts. And so we have to think about ways that we can provide support for our multilingual learners and allow them to be able to gain the ability to do this in English. So some activities that we can do, especially in bilingual classrooms, but even in our general education classroom with multilingual learners, are talk about our cognates and false cognates. We can talk about the fact that words can have more than one meaning. We can play with language by introducing students to different riddles and puns and figurative language. And we can recognize the ways in which language is used in the homes and communities and how that is similar and different from the way that language is used in school. We can compare languages and talk about patterns and develop theories about how language works. And we can think about punctuation patterns because this also has a big impact on how we understand the meaning of what we're reading. So I'm going to put on my teacher hat now and do my example of a lesson, my metalinguistic moment that I would do with younger students. So here we go. What does it mean to take a trip? When I go on a trip, I usually pack a suitcase, and sometimes I get in the car and I drive for a while, or sometimes I go to the airport and I get on a plane. And then I go and do something fun that I don't normally do, or sometimes I visit my family. So that's what I think about when someone asks me if I'm going on a trip. Today, we're going to be reading about humpback whales. Humpback whales live in Earth's oceans. Each fall, these whales take a trip. They leave the area where ocean water is cold. They swim to warm ocean water. So I'm wondering, what does the author mean when they say that each fall the whales take a trip? Do they mean that the whales pack up their suitcase like I do? Does the whale get on a plane or get in its car and go someplace far away? Or is it talking about the whale actually tripping? You know, when you trip and fall? Well, here's a picture of a whale with a suitcase, and here's a picture of a whale that tripped and fell on its face. You can see that it hurt itself. That's why its eyes have X's in them. And we know that obviously whales cannot pack suitcases. They cannot get into cars. They cannot go on planes. And they certainly cannot trip and fall and hurt themselves. So what does it mean when the author says that the whales take a trip? Let's read the sentence again. Each fall, these whales take a trip. They leave the area where ocean water is cold. They swim to warm ocean water. The word trip can be used in different ways. In this case, I think that the author means that whales travel from one part of the ocean where the water is cold to another part of the ocean where the water is warm. Let's think of some other ways to use the word trip. Okay, I'm going to take my teacher hat off now. You see, that didn't take very long, just a few minutes, but it really does make a big difference in helping our language learners understand how language can be used differently, and this will help them understand text as they come across these different types of words. Karen's pointed out that the majority of the 1,000 most common words in English are multiply ambiguous. So sometimes we're talking about homonyms, right, such as can, or we might be talking about a syntactical ambiguity. So we have a sentence like, the child talked about the problem with the teacher. Now, does that mean that the child talked to the teacher about a problem that he or she was having? Or does it mean that the child talked to someone else about a problem they were having with the teacher? Either way, we have to help students understand that the context will help us determine what the meaning of the word is in these different situations. I hope this was helpful. Thanks, and have a great day.